Welcome to Vinyangalovo, guys, on the Volkhov front. Now, we are actually facing, once again, a massive Soviet attack force. One thing I love about this particular DLC, I believe it's Operation Rumyantsev. I could be mistaken on that. If you want to fix my mistake, please do. But essentially, this one really allows us to see the massive Soviet army. They're going to be sending a tremendous amount of actual infantry to attack us. Now, I'm hoping that they don't have any tanks, and I don't believe they do. But you can see I'm actually widening out our front here because I think they're going to attack along a wider sort of strip. I don't think they're going to concentrate all in one location. So I'm kind of trying to spread my guys out as best as I can. I'll even grab these guys here and kind of push them up a little bit more so that we have more infantry support there right on the front lines. And let's take a look here just at our other support. Yeah, so take a look back here. Over here at 4903, we've got a bunch of units, just a huge group of units. I'm going to just push them up completely here to try and repel invaders. In fact, we'll have a few of them mixed with these guys. We'll just try to really stack as much as we can. Now, I don't want to bring these guys necessarily to the front lines. I don't know if the enemy has any tanks. Let me actually take a look and see if this is like a decent trajectory. I think it is, actually. So I think that if they did have tanks, we'd be able to spot them from over here. It's a bit of a guess. Just to make sure, I'm going to take a few of these AT guns and put them right there on the front lines. I'll also take this infantry right here, put them over here on the front lines. I can't express to you just how massive this fight is going to be if the Soviets decide to attack in force. And you know what? Since they can only attack in one area, I will get those AT guns on the front. But what I think I want to do is actually separate them a bit. So let's see, we'll drop them here. I'll turn off Steam here once I'm done dropping my units. And we'll grab the rest of these AT guns and put them over here on this left side. It's taking a little while to place them because we have just so many units, but that's alright. And I think that's okay. I don't mind leaving a few of the infantry back here near the village just in case. But I think that in terms of defenses, we're pretty much set up. Come over here, AT. Grab a few of these guys as well. Let's just keep them back here as like a secondary line. And yeah, guys, we're going to go ahead, get into the fight. Let's see what Ivan throws at us. We have possibly the largest trench line I've ever created in the game, so we'll see if it holds. I think it's pretty impressive. In fact, I'll give you guys a look right here. You can just see this is the Volkhov front. Let's get to playing. Let's see what Ivan sends at us. But overall, I'm pretty excited here. Right away, look at that. Right away, we have Ivan actually getting close to the trenches. I'm not sure where they came from or if they were just already here, but one of the commissars is getting pinned down. I wonder if there's going to be some additional troops. There have to be additional troops. If there's one there, there's going to be more of them. And I didn't even realize till now we have this SDKFC here under Burk. He's going to engage, of course, any infantry he sees approaching. And it looks like the infantry is actually going to dismount here and prepare for combat. Let's go for it, boys. Get out, Rosen kommen indeed. Let's see if we can spot any more along the front. I just saw that one commissar. That was pretty weird. Very weird. Let's see if we have any more attacks across the front. I see a lot of smoke popping up. That's probably initiating a charge. But I don't see any infantry besides our own. That was very strange. Okay, now we're starting to see some targets. There's even enemy AT guns out there. Now, some of our guns have already picked them up. Actually, tracer rounds have wiped that area out. But we actually see the infantry starting to appear over here in the woods, as well as over here straight from the island position. The thing I love about this defensive area is we're funneling them in to just one area to attack. It's the only way they can overrun the area. They need to funnel themselves in, and I'll show you guys really quickly over here. They've got to get to that island there, so this is the only way there. It's the only actual sort of makeshift bridge that gets to the island. So let's keep lighting them up. Look at this. It's beautiful. Make sure that these guys are spotting that enemy. I think they are, but I just want to make sure that these guys are aware of what's going on. And of course, we've got the mortar working overtime. You can actually hear it pinging. But what about these guys right at the front? I don't know. It's going to be tough for them. Feuer! They've already lost one of their men, but so far they seem to be okay. Maybe just a lucky shot or maybe even a grenade. He's outside of the trench, so I'm actually leaning towards grenade. But look at this. We've also got enemies over here. Maybe we should have extended the line even more. I was trying to extend the line, but maybe I should have done it even more here. I'll turn all of these secondary guns over there too. Let's see if he starts firing rather. Come on, boys. It's going to take a while for him to actually receive the order, but I do hope they start launching rounds over there. And, oh my goodness, look at this. I'm glad I left some guys in the actual forest to fight back. Look at that. Just look at it. Let's engage. Well, in fact, even these secondaries, I'll have some of them focus on that group. So I'm going to turn this secondary over here. And just go ahead and start engaging as soon as they come into view. I think we're just waiting for them to actually come into view. Let's take a look at Ivan here. Are they taking cover? Are they just advancing? They are just advancing. I mean, some of them are crawling, but they're not taking cover as such. Great shot there. That's what we need to do more of. They still aren't fully aware that we have units here, so we really need to make the most of that and just destroy them as they get over this ridge. Come on, boys. I'm glad that at least our mortars are targeting them. What about that right side? Look at that. That right side is getting heavier. I'm glad we left some guys back here at the ford. Now I'm starting to see that they very well could break through if they tried hard enough. So let's get these guys targeting. In fact, we could take the infantry. Trying to separate him. What's wrong with me? There we go. And we're going to move him over here with a fast move because I want to get as many men over here to engage these advancing Soviets. But look at that. Continuous fire from our mortars is definitely doing a good job at keeping them down, as well as just our anti-tank gun, which right now is being fashioned into an anti-infantry weapon. Look at that. They're actually hitting the units on top of the ridge here. These are the guys advancing on our southeast side. Amazing. So they are definitely noting the danger and trying to take them out. I think another reason is one of our commanders, Techna, is right there. So he's probably calling in those bombs as well. Can't forget we also have this secondary line of trenches, so I don't want to worry too much about this, but if they get into a flank attack position, it's going to be somewhat frustrating. Now just look at this. Look at what's going on. Everybody concentrating fire at Ivan advancing here. Just amazing. Voyamena. Looks like the enemy has asked for a ceasefire. There is no way we are going to accept that ceasefire. Absolutely no way. It's unthinkable. In fact, if this keeps up, if we can just keep, knocking these waves back, why shouldn't we go for an attack on the island? So I'm actually hoping to see if I can't make the enemy just retreat from the battle entirely. I love those mortars falling on them. We are getting some artillery also hitting our position, but for sure, most of the artillery has hit the enemy. In fact, some of our men are using the artillery position as cover, so not exactly too effective. I'm guessing we wiped out all threats in the forest here. The reason I'm saying that is I'm really tempted to, grab this group and just advance onto the island. But maybe it's best for us not to advance at all. Still not accept the ceasefire, but at the same time also not advance. Just let them throw themselves at us and try and cause as many Soviet casualties as possible. That's going to be my goal right now. I think we pretty much also stopped the attack over here, although we may also not be seeing them too well, because we don't have many men in this area, and I can see pings of infantry approaching, so I want this infantry here, our guys, to be looking that way, prepared for any attacks. These guys are already kind of looking that way, but I want them looking that way even more. Just every single man should be focused on the woods ahead of them, because they're going to try to push the trenches for sure. Voya, voya. Look at that. Look at that. As soon as they try to step out onto the actual no man's land, we destroy them. We're we're not even seeing all the targets we're hitting, so this is good. Very effective fire, just around where that guy is, essentially. The battlefield is ours, guys. We got another enemy contact. It's gonna be over here. I think we're taking care of it once again. This might be the most perfect trench line we've had. I think the only thing we could have done better is taken that secondary group that I kept back here and put them here in kind of like a diagonal formation for those attacks coming from that direction. But otherwise, I think this is pretty amazing. There we go, still firing at him, and as you guys can see, this is an actual anti-tank gun firing at that position. He's got amazing cover here, just amazing. All right, we've got a few messages here. Let's take a look here. Captured captives. We took some prisoners, guys, over here in the woods. They just couldn't hack it. I don't see the captives, so they may have been lost in combat, unfortunately. But they just couldn't hack it. They surrendered. Look at this. Look at how many Soviet captives we have right there. What a wonderful sight. All right, let's keep this up, man. I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. Don't shoot the prisoners, men. Please don't shoot the prisoners. We're trying to take this. They're going to actually walk right into our trench here, and we'll be taking the prisoner. There are still rounds flying over their heads. Because they still have some friends over here fighting us. So who knows? I mean, anything can happen, really. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that we're targeting them, too. But I would prefer the enemy just surrender. Do we have some more prisoners? My goodness, we have some more prisoners. Oh! We just hit that location of prisoners with mortars. Again, our men are out for blood. Yeah, that's all Soviets. Yeah, I heard a few more go down just then. Unbelievable. Okay, look at that. So, yeah, they're definitely switching that attack over to our southeast side, because that is our weakest point. Remember that forest where they sort of started walking through, that is our weakest point. So I am just going to keep our eyes in that location, but I'm really hoping that the enemy will just go ahead and get the hell out of here soon. I'm actually thinking what I'm going to do is take Enman. I'm not going to take the guys up here in trenches, but just the Ammon's group, and I am going to actually attack over here. So actually counterattack the Soviets trying to push in this location. I know it's a bit of a crazy move, but I really, really think we need to push those guys back and show them that this is not going to be an easy front to just walk into. So let's get up there. Move men out. Our men are going towards the fight. Yes, this is quite a large battle in the grand scheme of things. I just want to make sure nobody's snuck behind us. They haven't, but one thing I missed, guys, I'm sorry about that, is they apparently heavily bombarded Vinyangolovo. I mean, just look at this. I mean, that's bad. One of the houses just fell apart. Yeah, not good. We didn't do this damage. We did not cause this damage. So we'll let the remaining babushkas know that this is definitely not our fault. Okay, look at that. They're advancing on this front. I thought they were going to go around. No, they're coming straight for us. So at this point, we just keep our eyes ahead. They're going to probably break at this tree line. We'll be able to see them because of the sort of geography here. Or the topography, I should say. At that point, we'll be able to really start taking out quite a few more. This guy's getting close, as you can see. And if they get close, they can throw Molotovs. And if they can throw Molotovs, they can wipe out our line. Now, I've never seen this emblem before. Enemy continues battle. Oh my goodness. So that's crazy. So they want to keep fighting. They took away their ceasefire option. And now they want to keep fighting. I hope that that doesn't mean that they've got some renewed courage here. But if they want to keep going, let's do it. Alright, some of our boys are already starting to get to that front line there. You can see we already have men in trenches in the location. But now we actually have some Wehrmacht troops taking the fight to the enemy. That is definitely not something I have seen before. Comrade Stalin must have given them a call. Said, if you guys run away from this battle, you are all dead men. Look at that, yeah. We got a lot of guys over here. There's still more in this area. They're continuing on multiple fronts. But there we go. I told you they'd break the tree line there, and sure enough, they're starting to break the tree line. So this is the cause for concern. This may be why they would not accept or they took back their ceasefire offer because they're starting to see that there's a chance here that they could get into our trench, especially with just all the trees in the way. Honestly, we've got quite a few infantry units here. I hope they're staying aware here. I think they are. Get ready to fire, boys. The gun battle begins here in the southeast as well. And sure enough, look at that. Already engaging the Soviets pushing here. And I'm glad we sent in these supporting units. Let's see if we actually get some hits here over time. I think that's going to take some time, but at least we are firing at them. And look at this. Utterly destroying any guys that try to take the road. I don't know why any Soviet commander would bother taking the road at this point, because they know they're just going to be absolutely decimated. But you can see still a few Soviet troops trying to crawl up this stretch of road. I think it's a mistake, but it's helping us out, so please, please feel free to continue. There we go. Beautiful bombardment. And I'm telling you, we are for sure getting a tremendous amount of casualties here on the enemy just with these bombardments. Keep it up, keep it up. Just shrapnel flying absolutely everywhere. Now, let's take a look over here. This is really the position, like I said, that's the scariest. And also over here, where we sent in the attack group. So let's see how they're doing against the Soviets here. I don't doubt we're going to lose some men with this push. But I think it's important. I really do. I hope that was not a vehicle. I heard something very weird there. So as you can see here, they're throwing some smoke, guys. They are throwing smoke. This could be the beginnings of an advance. It might be a lot closer than we think. Look at that. Look at that. They've completely given up on the tree attack, which is great. As for that attack directly from the island, they're still trying. But again, what they're doing mostly is taking all these troops, and they're going around here, coming through the woods on our side here, and then attacking us. That's really their goal, and that's why any chance our men get to wipe them out as they're crossing is perfect. You can see quite a few of our machine gunners have already gotten down to the task of lighting up all of the guys crossing in this area. I love it. I don't even have to order them. They know exactly what to do. Well, so here we go. Yeah, definitely making a push there. In fact, maybe with Elman, it would be better for us to get into that trench right there. Same with these guys. I'm going to start spreading them out a bit, don't worry. If the attack that we initially planned seems like it's going to be kind of crazy, then, of course, I'll try to deal with it. So we're going to send 2 of these guys into the trench. The guys that we initially called to lead the attack, and the rest will keep here. But you can see our boy is getting hit here in the trench. They're upon us. They are upon us. The Soviets are upon us, so we need to act quickly. Try to take the, I don't want to take this entire group. Although, you know what? They'd be very helpful in this fight, so I'm actually going to send them to defend over here. We have plenty of infantry on the front lines currently able of stopping these guys. So yeah, we're going to send a few guys over there to assist. Come on, boys. I think guys like Vinga have just such perfect trench positions that in future battles, instead of just kind of splashing the trench the way I do with the front lines, I might try to place each trench individually. I still think we're doing great, but had we done that, we'd be doing even better, I believe. Even better. This gun's been working over time. Oh yeah. Still looking for a target now. That's an 88 now. And look at that, Soviet prisoners behind us. Unbelievable. It's going to take some work, but if we want, we can actually pull that thing out and bring it to the front. All right, here we go. So our men are spread out now. We're just waiting. I want to make sure everybody's looking that way. Come on, guys. Everybody get your eyes ahead. Just lost a commander. way back there. Man. That was definitely a lucky shot. Had to be a lucky shot. Der Kommen ist tot. Okay, they're here. They are here. And our men could spot them at this point. Some of them are turning fire, some of them in abject terror, it seems. But we need everybody in for the fight here. A nice group right there. They may be our best chance, because the very frontline guys look like they're kind of losing it. Some of our machine guns are also arriving, some mortars too. I'm hoping that helps the war effort here. Come on, boys. So I'm getting quite close here. I don't like that. I'm not really concerned about them getting behind us anymore, so I might grab these guys, Bullmann's group, and send them where they're needed most, which is going to be here. The problem is just to get over here is going to take a long time, so you know what? We'll just keep things as they are. We'll try to repel the assault. The final assault, kind of, but look at this trench, for instance. And we've got some pretty beefy trenches here if they get too close. And there we go. Our secondaries got into this trench. Beautiful. Grab this guy as well. Gotta grab him separately, and I'm gonna push him into that trench right there. Get to move on, boys. They're being very careful getting out of their trench. There's trees blown up right next to them, so I can understand why they're a bit cautious. Right, see, now they're right in the tree line. Now they are definitely in the tree line. I think we got that guy pretty quickly. You could hear the gunshots, and he fell. Nope, he just took cover. You gotta be careful and very aware now. See, they're all breaking the tree line at this point. Just heard one of them go down. So the defense is working so far. Let's hope it holds. And look at this. They're even going for a major push across the actual main battlefield here. Let me see if I can't get these guys looking that way. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. We already have some guys firing in that direction. I'm going to get the rest of these guys to also look that way, especially Vinga. They just really aren't giving up. I mean, usually at this point, they ask for a ceasefire. The fact they took it back means they are committing to full attack. That's it. They're sending everybody in. Glad we've got still some machine gunners here opening fire on those locations, but we need a lot more firepower to make a difference, I think. Again, we'll turn everybody in this direction. So once again, all of our soldiers will be looking this way, and we should prioritize this area as really the main section to fire upon. As you can see, we're already kind of opening up fire on just this group of Soviets, and there are dead Soviets all over the snow here. So if we can wipe out this group too, it's going to help big time. Maybe even give our guys a few more weeks of just peace and quiet here on this front. Oh! They're starting to drop bombs on us now. They've held that artillery back for quite a while, but it's finally incoming. And I'm actually worried about Vinga, Kroma, and Takelberg, the commanders, because I feel like if they break through here, they might actually end up overrunning us and killing all the commanders in that sector. So let's hope that doesn't occur. But again, we still have this secondary line just in case we need it. We are prepared. Let's see if Kinza... I think Kinza would be firing if not for the smoke here. The smoke is actually shielding their men from our men. We can't really see them. Let's take a look here on top of the hill, see if we see any dead Soviets. Are we performing well here or not? I definitely see some dead Soviets back here. Yeah, quite a few, actually. It's these ones that have gotten a little closer that I'm worried about, and I wonder how many are there and how many are in the tree line here. But it does look like we stopped a good portion of them, a good chunk of them. Alright. Ooh! Devastating fire. Really want that damn smoke to go away. Vinga is definitely opening fire already. But again, I wish more of our guys were lighting them up. They aren't really advancing anymore. They are taking cover. You can see as soon as that guy stepped up, he got wasted. So maybe they'll stop here. But no, no, no. Look at that advance. Look at that. They're still advancing. We hit another one, though. Caught a bullet right in the arm. If we can keep this up, maybe we can get them to ask for that ceasefire once again. I certainly hope so. Boys. Iman. Hidamaya. Hidamaya is actually a machine gun unit. So we need him to be especially aware. I'm just amazed that they're still pushing on this front as well. Like, that's crazy, you know? At this point, they're just kind of throwing their guys to the wolves. There is absolutely a chance they could break through here. We just don't really know the situation too well. We've lost a lot of men there in that front line, of course, and there's just smoke all over the damn place. One of our brave men dead right there. This is definitely where we're struggling the most. You can see over here, some of our men are still actually close to the front line, but they are panicked, like totally panicked. They're not really an effective fighting force, at least not the units in this area anymore. Come on, give us that ceasefire option. I might consider it now. I usually just laugh at a ceasefire, but considering what they're willing to do here, man, I almost feel bad for the Soviets.
Bis zur letzten Patrone!
So I can see our units are popping smoke now to also hide our positions, but I just think it's just a bad idea right now. I think what we should be doing is letting them come through and wiping them out. I can kind of understand the strategy here, though, but their units are going to get very close very soon if this continues, because it's very hard for these guys to spot any of the enemy present in this location here. Although I did like that artillery strike. We had to have hit something, and indeed we did. Look at that. 2 dead Soviets. So our guys are still firing at this position, but they're just, you know, the smoke is not allowing them to fire at positions that are a little farther away. Come on now. Just look that way. Look that way, boys. I almost want to take one of the machine guns out of the trench and just set it up right there, because then it could pretty much cover this entire area, rake all the enemies here with MG fire. But just leaving the trench is quite dangerous. And there we go. Enemy is asking for that ceasefire again. And you know what? I'm going to be stubborn. I mean, I still see an attack going on here. I'm not accepting the ceasefire. I want to at least try to take out a few more of their leaders, specifically the commissars attacking in this area. And you can see we've got the enemy under pretty heavy fire here. We've even got the commissar bleeding. So I'm going to give the battle a few more minutes. Oh, never mind. They ran off the field, guys. I think it's going to be a total victory. They are running off the field. I can't wait to see casualties here, but our men absolutely held the line. It's a draw by Graviteam standards. It's kind of weird, I know. But look at this. Killed 13. Looks like they only had 10 killed. They had 115 heavily wounded. By some miracle, a tremendous amount of them just basically got hurt but not killed. And another thing that's amazing is 43 taken prisoner. We took 43 enemies prisoner. I'm surprised we didn't get an achievement for that, but I think it's because I already unlocked that achievement, taking more than 20 people prisoner, but that's pretty amazing. So thank you so much, guys, for watching the Volkhov front. I hope to see you in the next battle, and take care.